What's going on, everyone? It's Phil Padovani again over at Meridian Games. Today we're going to be going over the final installment in Judge Phil's Zine of Goodies for Dungeon Crawl Classics. This one is Downtime Delights and Dangers. It's a giant smorgasbord of some cool little works, classes, dungeons, downtime systems from myself, Erica Lowe, and Sean Richard from Orbital Intelligence. So I can't wait to go over it with you guys, and stay tuned. All right, so trying to do this in one take. I am not the best at shooting video advertisements or just doing little run-throughs on the computer. That's why I never got into streaming. But we're going to be going over, like said, the third and final volume of Judge Phil's Zine of Goodies, and that's Volume 3, Downtime, Delights, and Dangers. I was really excited for this one. It's definitely more of a smorgasbord. And I'll tell you why. It's because I had two other writers come on board for this one. Erica Lowe, she runs the Nerdy Yoga channel on YouTube, and I will provide a link in the description below to some of the cool stuff that she does to mix together, cool intro, intermediate yoga techniques with just some nerdy fun, role-playing game, tabletop role-playing game stuff. She's been a great addition to the team. And she's also working on some pretty cool zine, and that'll be our next little series on top of something else I'm working on. Additionally, for anyone that is into DCC third-party content, Sean Richard from Orbital Intelligence, he's made some cool stuff like Churn, Stroke, Burn, Terror of the Stratus Fiend, as well as this really, really cool, and I don't have it on me. I'll kind of put it down in like some text box below, but it's kind of a funnel that uses elements from like Mario Kart, which I think is a cool way to kill off some, zero level characters. So I'm excited to maybe even run that once I'm done running some of the stuff on my Tuesday game. But this one and the first two volumes you can now get in physical copy on the Goodman Game Store. I highly recommend you guys pick that up and support them. Additionally, we are doing a Kickstarter for Volume 3. We're at 66 followers. I don't think it's that bad for, our first time taking a stab at Kickstarter. So, I'm excited to bring that all for you guys. And if you pledge the highest tier, which is probably like not that much, like $15 or something, we'll print your name in the back of the book. And additionally, we'll also throw in a little sticker. I got a deal for like 100 stickers for like $70 or something. But getting right into it, you guys know how the format at this point. Table of contents, and it just goes into a list of all the cool kind of stuff that we have for you. So we started off with a class, because I like to always start it off with a class as well as a cool little forward for the Were-Raptor G person. That's by Sean Richard from Orbital Intelligence. It's kind of a play on, phasing, as I like to put it. If anyone's ever played Magic the Gathering, you're phasing in and out of this raptor form based on, the moon and, just like a bunch of other circumstances and failing saves and whatnot. And I think that it's actually pretty cool to run. So it mixes between, he can, hold his special gun, or he could hold his hold a weapon in like one hand when he's in human form, but he loses that ability. However, the sweet looking black Men in Black-esque suit, no, that stays in pristine condition throughout the entire time of his transformation. There's a lot of cool little other systems that could be integrated into this, as well as polarity shift. The transformation itself is quite nightmarish whenever it occurs. Alignment, chaotic, neutral, chaotic to lawful. Your actual alignment changes, which means the player character kind of needs to alter their personality for the character, because I think I like that a lot. So I did most of the artwork for this one. That's kind of a little representation of what the Were-Raptor G person's going to look like. It's not at all free real estate. So now we start getting into the 3 downtime systems that I myself generated. So a lot of times, for downtime systems and like what you're doing during downtime, you kind of just ask the player what they're doing, and there's not a lot of structure, and you kind of have to figure out something on the fly. So for some of the players that maybe have like amassed a lot of gold or a lot of currency throughout their time, why not try and invest it into real estate? So I break it down like pretty simply into all the steps. Like you're rolling up like the kind of village, town, city you're in. What kind of listings are on the market. So you could have anything from a small shack, or if you're in a giant city, you could like get all the way down to like having a luxury estate that you could buy for that you could rent out to some aristocrats if you have the money for it. And then you kind of determine other things like quality, like what it just for example, like the place could be haunted and you have to spend time taking out all the ghosts and ghoulies that are in the house. Or it could be actually a sleeper and they sold it for way below their asking price and you're making like 100% profit on it, so you can sell it. Additionally, rolling to see the quality of your tenant. There's a small chance that maybe the tenant has malicious intentions, and you can come back one day and realize that he or she has trashed the place, and they've totally taken off. Once again, here's a little bit more doodles and artwork that I like to throw in there. A simpler system I came up with is called Break a Leg Stand-Up Comedy, and it kind of just puts some of the players on the spot to kind of just tell jokes, and then everyone goes around the room and votes if like the jokes are kind of good or not, and then there's a little table you roll on to see how much money you can get. Additionally, if they're just not funny, not to put them on the spot, but they have a chance of bombing, and then they could be kicked out of all the cool comedy clubs all across the land, and they need to find something else to do to pass the time. But I like this one a lot. I think this one's actually really fun. I'd like to try this out at some point. And then finally, we have the Armor and Advertising Agency. So I think that this is probably one of the funnier ones because think about it like this. And you can see it down below. It breaks it down into 3 steps. You have your armor, and they place a magical decal on your armor. Subsequently, you walk around dungeons, and you find people, or you find enemies. The enemies see your ad. You kill them, and subsequently that increases sales because they saw the ad, right? You want brand recognition before they meet their untimely demise. Clearly that doesn't make sense, and that's why I think it's really funny, and that's why I left it in. So there's different tiers. This isn't a table that you roll on, but it's more you have to sometimes meet a certain criteria while you're on a mission or clearing a dungeon to be able to move up to the next tier, and every killing blow you get, you mark it down, and when you go back to town, magically you're paid out. For whatever the tier is, and it goes anywhere from one copper to 5 gold pieces per killing blow. Then we start moving into the dungeons, right? And there's two dungeons here. One is pretty cool. That was made by Erica Lowe. She's, like I said, one of the new writers that's come on board for us, and she's been a tremendous help. And we're definitely supporting her on some of the cool stuff that she's working on. But she did Boulder Mine, which you kind of just travel through with the party. You're trying to figure out, you're trying to be in search of some of these cool little eggs, owlbear eggs. You come across owlbears, other things like tiny spiders, leeches. It's a very deadly dungeon for, like a level 1, level 2 adventure. So I highly recommend you go in and check it out. Additionally, there's another piece of artwork. So I actually someone did the initial concept for this, Aaron Bradley, but we haven't really heard from him. He's probably been super busy just doing his own thing. So I traced over it a little bit with some of the artwork, but I still gave him credit for the image over there. And that's what a snatcher is, one of the little creatures that's running around throughout the dungeon, snatching owlbear eggs and hoarding them. And then finally, we'll get to mine. So you could probably tell the similar style that I like to do. And this is more of a, kind of just a simple linear dungeon. for people to, a small party to go in and like, doing maybe like a 2-hour session or something, while you're just having some downtime or you just want to have a little bit of a breather, do something, less serious. So I give a little bit of an introduction into it, and you guys are probably going to think I'm a little bit crazy, but I get a lot of phone calls from the vehicle service department about my car's extended warranty. It's pretty much a scam, but they keep calling me. So I wrote a full little dungeon about this office building that that you kind of have to go through and investigate. And the reason you're investigating is because people have been insuring and signing up for warranties for their horses, mules, donkeys, etc. And as they get sick or die, they realize that the warranty doesn't cover anything. So you're being asked to go in there and investigate. You subsequently find out that it's more than it seems. You go ahead and by the way, these are all spoilers. So this is more for the GMs or the judges only to review. But yeah, they're basically like vampires that are stealing all this money, and they're using all the coins that they're generating to create a massive coin golem that you have to fight at the end. So hopefully you're not a player and you didn't hear that, but I just think that it's something a little cool to run. It maybe might take like 90 minutes, an hour or something. There's a few little secrets in here, but otherwise it's fairly linear. But just to wrap it up, I did throw one little thing in there, getting back to the real estate tracking. So I realized real estate tracking could be a little bit tedious to do. So I made just like a pretty simple sheet that's in the back of the book that you could also just print out in PDF format and have as many of them as you want if people want to get into investing in real estate. So it just tracks like property, what property you bought, where it is, the resale value, how much you're renting it for, where you're at in the lease with the tenant, and just like how much gold are, and so you can see like how in the red or in the black or in the green you are. So I thought that was pretty cool to just throw in there. But it's a pretty simple one. Like I said, it's a smorgasbord of stuff. And, I hope you guys really enjoy it and check out the Kickstarter. I really do want to thank everyone for helping us out on this journey. This is the last Zine of Goodies for now. I'm going to be working on kind of similar, just modules, kind of like Zine of Goodies Volume 2, Cuisine of Savourous, under a different brand. So we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep the stuff coming out. We've released 3 editions like pretty fast, so we're going to be slowing it down a little bit and taking our time a little bit more because work and other stuff gets in the way. But I'm really excited to keep working on these for you guys. I've had good reception from a lot of the people in the Goodman Games group, in the Dungeon Crawlers Discord. Shout out to other people like Wasabi Burger and some other people from Goodman Games themselves who've given me like positive your constructive feedback on what could be done to improve and get better at map and level design and making cool products for everyone to enjoy. So that's about all I have. Be sure that you guys go ahead and give the Kickstarter a follow, and just be kept up to date when there's going to be new stuff being released. And once again, thank you all. I'm humbled and blessed to be in such a really cool community with all you guys. So otherwise, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for sticking around, and take it easy. Bye.